Ronto. This is Double Double Radio, and I'm your now slightly older host, Conrad Getz. It's a lovely summer day out, and I'm happy to report that it's supposed to be like this for a few more days at least. Before I get into the news, I should mention that I celebrated my birthday earlier this week, and most of me is still recovering from the party Hunter held for me over on the island. Some of his Ghoul friends really know how to party, and it was a heck of a time, I'll tell you that for free. Of course, he also had a bunch of other friends of ours out, including Lily, Esther, Caden, and a few others. I think there might have even been a few other Vault dwellers, but from Vaults I didn't recognize. I wish I could remember which numbers they had on their suits. Needless to say, the booze was flowing, and there were quite a few chems around, which I may have indulged in a little bit.
Not just a bit, kiddo. You were on a different level for a smooth skin.
Oh my gosh, Hunter, I wish you hadn't told me that. I feel horrible as it is already. What else happened?
Nothing too embarrassing. You were surrounded by folks that were there to party and celebrate, and we all made sure you didn't get hurt or do anything that would dread too hard for the next few mornings. Speaking of which, here. I made sure to bring home a few Addictol vials for you. Figure there's a chance how you're feeling might be withdrawals.
Thank you for that. I'm glad I didn't do anything too extreme, especially with Lily finally popping out of the vault for a celebration. I'd hate it if she saw me go full Wastelander one of her first times out here.
She was having a fun time herself, don't worry. She was one of the, witnesses, though.
Witnesses? What did we do?
Not we. You, kiddo. I mean, you didn't have to admit it in such a way, since I already knew.
Knew what?
Oh, come on. You don't travel with someone the way we have without picking up on certain signals. Especially out in the Wasteland. You find connections where you can, and hopefully they're as special as what we have.
Oh God, I was hopped up on all sorts of stuff. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Like I said, I already knew, even before the chems loosened your lips.
Oh, okay then. Well,
You, might want to tell the city their news for the day, Rad, instead of just being all flustered. Happy to talk more over coffee when you're done here.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Hunter. I'll talk to you when I'm done with the broadcast.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Love you, Conrad.
I love you too, Hunter. Okay, Ronto, so, I guess that's some news to start out the day. I really wish I could rewind time or something, but, I suppose there's no option but to just continue on with the news. The summer weather has been great for the crops at the CPF grow farms, to the point where some of the militia has even been showing up at small farmers markets, not just in the city, but in other communities in the neighboring areas. Nothing out as far as the falls, but I'm sure they have their own crops to harvest and other problems to deal with. But the CPF caravans have been making it out as far as Old Schwa, Ajax, and even the nicer parts of the Pickering Badlands. The Scar has been mostly populated by super mutants lately, since they've set up some pretty fortified camps, so understandably the CPF has been skipping that whole business. Some of the less militia-subsidized farms have also seen some growth over the past couple weeks, with locals noticing a substantial growth in fresher vegetables and fruits, with just a slight bit less radiation from previous harvests. Of course, it's still recommended that anyone eating any crops that have not been grown in controlled environments like greenhouses should still keep some Rad-X or Rad-Away on hand, which I guess just makes sense. I've also caught word, and this might just be an unfounded rumor, but there's been talk around that there's a Vendotron roaming around Ronto recently. I'm not sure what could have brought a robot like that to our neck of the woods, but it'd be pretty interesting to see if it sets up shop anywhere. From what I've heard, he's been spotted at a few different intersections near Young, but no one's been brave enough to approach and see what the deal is. At any rate, I'm sure we'll have updates if this Vendotron sets up in town. Well, that is enough for me today, Ronto. I need to take some time to breathe and have a talk with a certain ghoul about some things I've said recently. This has been Double Double Radio, and as always, I'm your host, Conrad Getz. Catch you later, Wasteland. Double Double Radio, A Fallout Story, is a Voice in the Static production, written, starring, and produced by Edward Grimgrinner Hutchinson. You can find Double Double Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media sites, and there's a merch store through Etsy. Links are in the episode description. Double Double Radio is also made possible with the love and support of listeners and Wastelanders like you. If you want to help support the show on Patreon, that link will also be in the description alongside the list of monthly supporters. Thanks for listening.